This feels weird. Hello, SolarLune. Yes. Hello, SolarLune here. Welcome to the SolarLune game development stream. I am SolarLune. I'm an independent game developer. I'm the creator of Master Plan, which is a project planning software for indie developers, as well as the creator of Tetra 3D, which is a 3D software renderer or hybrid renderer that I made in Golang. And yeah, I'm a dude that makes stuff. Hello, welcome. Hello everyone in chat. How's everyone doing? And hello everyone in the future watching this as a VOD, as a video on YouTube. How is everything going for you as well? Yes, so over the past couple of days, Ludum Dare 50 or Ludum Dare 50 happened, and I was planning to make something for it, but I didn't get around to it. I didn't have enough time. In truth, I think that in order to make something for Ludum Dare, you really have to like have your time on lock. Like you have to have like really tight time to the point where like, I guess that's fine. To the point where like, okay, yeah, this seems fine. You might need to stay up till like 4 or 5 a.m. every day, like, you know, some Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday. You know, you need to like stay up constantly, and I never have that kind of time on the weekends. I always have things I need to do. So I might end up doing like a week-long game jam, or a jam that, you know, is a little bit longer, or maybe I could do Ludum Dare if it was just like a really simple game. But for people who make like impressive things in a weekend, I just don't have the time. It's crazy how much people get done. So I'd like to make a game for a game jam, but I just didn't have the time this time around for Ludum Dare. But I did actually start one, and the idea I started is actually really good, I feel like. So I guess I'll show that now rather than doubling back. So I'll show, because I've been working on different stuff, so I'll show what I have. So also let me get some music going before I forget. Okay, I think that should be good. All right, so this was the idea. Basically, okay, so the game is or the theme rather of the game jam for Ludum Dare 50 was, or Ludum Dare 50 was, Delay the Inevitable. So the idea I had was basically you play a shield for a hero in a dungeon as they walk around the dungeon, and every time they like complete a loop, everything respawns, but the hero's life stays the same. More enemies will spawn as you complete loops, and you play basically the shield, which is this blue thing. So you can position yourself, and the idea is that you have to basically like block incoming attacks or position yourself to be between the hero and an enemy. And so the idea is basically that you have to kind of like, you know, block off enemies, but because, you know, the game gets harder as you keep playing any individual level, eventually you're going to die. But the idea is just to go as long as you can and get as much gold as you can. And in a bigger game, you would then use the gold to buy weapons or buy you know, different powers for the shield that would allow you to basically better fend off attacks and last longer. One of the ideas I had was to allow you to push off enemies, so that if, let's say, the hero is being attacked from 2 directions, you could push one of them away so that you could deal with, you know, the hero can attack one and then the other one would be stunned until, you know, he's ready to be dealt with. So you have to kind of like do things in order. You have to you would have to maybe pull different enemies or attack, you know, enemies would have different attack patterns, like teleporting around or things like that. And so you have to position the shield. That's the idea. I think this is a really good idea. I feel like there's a lot of potential in this idea to be a really good game, because it's so it's a simple game in terms of like making it, as well as in terms of playing it, because all you have to do really is just like, you might have, you know, 2 or 3 different buttons and then just the directions. So it's really just a matter of like trying to be in the right place at the right time, and that's the nature of the game. But yeah, I feel like this could be really good. I feel like there's a lot of potential here, and the actual systems involved aren't very involved. They're not very complicated. This has a very Loop Hero feel, but it's different. It's different from Loop Hero, even though it has the same kind of like idle game kind of feel. It's more action oriented or more like puzzly. There's a lot you could do with this, like traps that trigger if the hero comes into a certain range of the trap, or if they're standing in a line from the trap or whatever. You could have puzzles where like multiple enemies are coming at the hero from different directions at the same time, and you have to block them in the right order or use the right abilities at the right time to, so there's a lot you could do with this concept. I feel like it's a really good one. So that was the game I was working on for Ludum Dare, and since I didn't have the time to finish it, maybe I'll finish it and release it in a week or two. That would be cool. I don't know if I would be able to hit that, but it's possible. we'll see. What else? Okay, so Tetra 3D I've been working on, or had been working on. And I'm sorry, hello Butler Studios, welcome to the stream. Yo, what's up? How's it going? But for Tetra 3D, I'd been working on multi-threading, and I managed to get it to a state, it's not usable really, but at least shows like it working. Let's see. So by default it uses all of your processors, so we'll set it to be 1 by default for now. Actually, I don't know if I need to do that here. Yeah, here we go. So here's an example where we have 1 thread. Butler says, Butler Studio says, I think that's a cool idea. Thank you. So this is something I like refactored the entire, or I'm refactoring the entire like draw system of the game to make this work. So there's some visual bugs here and there. But if you look, we were getting like 18, 16 FPS with this, 34,000 triangles. But if we multi-thread it, where basically it's using all of my threads, which I have a 6-core computer, so 12 threads. Now we're getting a much more sensible 30 FPS. So it's like doubling the FPS, which is good. That's not bad. But because it takes so much, and I still have to fix the visual bugs, but because it takes so much of a, like, it changes the fundamental way that the rendering system works so much, I'm not sure if I will merge this, because it's just everything's different basically. It's a little bit complicated. What ended up being the problem? It was just everything. Yeah, everything kind of ended up being the problem. Was it Elias? I've forgotten his name because I'm not looking at his name. I'm sorry, but basically one of the viewers from the last stream mentioned that I should be using mutexes, or it could be a threading issue like a race condition. Both of those were correct. I think it was an issue with basically not sending the right data to the, like, overriding the vertices I was creating, or multiple objects were accessing the same variables at the same time, and that was causing issues. So I fixed everything. It's still, like I said, a small visual bugs here and there, but overall it works. I'm not sure if I'll keep it just because it changes things so much, and using mutexes and stuff opens room for error. So I feel like if I'm going to do multi-threading, I kind of want to do it at the end of development, rather than implementing it and then having to remember to work around it. But at the same time, it does give results, so I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep it or not. I feel like there's definitely room to have it, but at the same time, it could be overly complicated. It feels like rather than going for multi-threading where you rework the entire engine basically, or rework the rendering system to give you a speed boost, maybe it would be better to optimize the rest of the engine, rest of the rendering system, because there's other ways I could probably cut down on time and make it run faster. So I have to think about if I want to keep this. This is an idea. This is one approach to multi-threading, but the main it hasn't been merged into master, so I still have to figure out if I want to keep that or if I want to keep what I have. I don't know. Master plan. Master plan development is also going well. What I've been working on. What other places would you optimize? Really, well, let me go back. There we go. So, well, I would probably optimize the areas where the frame time is the highest. So you can see that the total render frame time is like 16 milliseconds here. Hopefully it doesn't look bad on stream. But yeah, you can see that the total render frame time is like 16 milliseconds. That is, and then if we look away, it's 0 milliseconds. How could it be 0 milliseconds? Oh, I see, because of frustum culling. Yeah, okay, so when we have the draw, so frustum culling also has been improved, which is great. But when we have the draw calls, so basically when we're drawing the triangles, okay, so when it comes to rendering things in Tetra 3D, there's like 3 stages of culling. One is frustum culling, so if the object is entirely outside of the view of the camera, it won't be rendered. Then you have triangle culling, so if the triangles are outside of the view of the screen, then they won't be rendered. I guess it's just those two. Oh, and backface culling. So in this example, none of the triangles are rendering, but we're still hitting like 20 milliseconds, which means that basically we're spending 20 milliseconds transforming the triangles. So if we could cut that down, then that would be good. So that would be one area to improve things. And then once we're drawing everything, we're spending 50 milliseconds. So another 30 is spent actually rendering things. There's not much I can do for that. You know, if it takes 30 milliseconds to render 30,000 triangles, it takes 30 milliseconds to render 30,000 triangles, which split across 4 draw calls, which if that is the case, then really multi-threading isn't going to help that much. Multi-threading would only help with like this situation, with this number, basically from the 30 millisecond, 20 millisecond range of rendering in this scene. So the part of the process where we transform the vertices. This is honestly pretty good nonetheless. Like even if I didn't optimize at all, this is still good. This is still a pretty good speed. Like this is a lot more than a PlayStation would be able to put out, I think. 30,000 triangles, or really 70,000 triangles, and it's just, you're only seeing half of that. That's a lot of triangles. Like that's not a small amount. So I don't know. I have to figure out what I want to do. But it's working okay. It's still working pretty well. Then master plan. Master plan is also coming along. I still have to put out that update, the next update, but I managed to do a few things here. One thing, and you can see it here, I re-implemented borderless and borderless window. Well, borderless windows I think were already in there, but outline window, let me restart. The ability to outline the window has been re-added, as well as window transparency. That's a new feature that's basically kind of a concession, because I can't seem to easily make the background transparent. Because in GLFW, you can do that. You can make the background transparent, but in SDL, there's no such function. So if I wanted to make the background of the window transparent, I'd have to manually write that for Windows back in Linux, which I am not understandably excited about. I don't want to do that. So instead I added this feature, which is basically the ability to make the window transparent. So you can make it transparent all of the time. You can make it transparent only when the mouse is outside the window. You can make it transparent when the window is inactive. So if you click away or click somewhere else, then the window will turn transparent, which is not perfect, but it's kind of the same thing as previously implemented, because you can just you can't see through the window, but you can kind of see through the window. It's not perfect, but it's something. It's something. What else? I added a link card, so you can link, and I'm still working on this, but you can link to other cards. So for example, let's say you have a game like this, right? So you have a big old game, and you have different pages. You can be like, okay, you can be like, okay, I'm gonna make a link card and then link to this page here. I right click by accident, but now when it's linked, you can click on jump and it will take you there. Yeah, so that's cool. You can also link to programs on your computer. So you can change the link mode here from a card to a program. You can browse to it or type in a path and then click on run and it'll take you there. Or it'll run the program, which is cool. So you can, for example, in this example, if I click on run, it will run Polestar, the game, the arcade game. Neo Geo had a bundle, and that's where I got this. So that works pretty well. That's cool. These animations are so smooth. Oh, that music. Okay, that music was actually fantastic. So that's cool. That works really well. The thing that I don't like, and that also works. That's cool. I'll make you eat those oats. But the thing that doesn't work is you cannot pass arguments. So I have to figure out what I want to do there. Butler Studio says the link card is sick. You can link to your game and test it out while writing something in master plan. Yeah, that's true. You could do that. You can also, as is visible here, link to just a command. So in this case, we're starting Megazooks, the game creation system from the user bin directory. It would be cool if I could pass, because when you do it through the terminal, you can do this. You can pass text like this, so that the thing you pass gets the argument, the first argument gets passed in as an argument to the program. But it doesn't work for master plan, so I want to fix that. But the upside of, like, if you could do that, then you would be able to, have like arguments and stuff like that, which is pretty important for some things. So like pressing run does not work. So I need to fix that. If I could fix that, then that would allow you to, be able to, like, for example, in this situation, run different games or pass different programs or files or whatever to programs that you want to run. So that's what I'm probably going to be working on today, is implementing that. That way you can do that stuff, because that's kind of cool. Yeah. So let's go ahead and work on that real quick. We will do that by going to turn on the music before I forget, but also yeah. Butler Studio says, yeah, that's cool. The link card is sick. You can link to your game and then test it out. Yeah, you can link to drawing programs, 3D model programs. Yeah, that's true. So you can just run stuff whatever you want. Run whatever you want. Might be cool if I were to get the icon for the program, but I'm not sure if I can do that. Nah, that's a little too much work. Let's keep it simple. All right, so run. So this is the run system, where basically we try to run the program. If it doesn't work, then we will try to run. If we try to first run the program directly, and then if that doesn't work, we'll try to open it using the default file, default program. So like if you try to run, for example, a MP4 file, this won't work because it's not a program. If you try to run an executable, it will run. If you try to run like an MP4 or a PNG file, this won't work. And if that doesn't work, then we will then try to start it. So if you try to start an MP4 on your computer, it will basically ask the operating system, please run this program, please run this file rather, with the default program associated with the file type. So if I try to run an MP4, it'll probably run in VLC. If I try to, if I link to a PNG, it'll open in GIMP or whatever I last used to open a PNG file. So here's what we're going to do, because I don't like it printing 2 errors if it doesn't work. Does it print 2 errors? Let me see. Running fork. No such file or directory. Yeah. Wait a second. Yeah, let's do it like this. Let's see, if second error, open dot start, nil. Okay, so hold on, let me do something real quick. Okay, so now it opens here. Error. The error is happening because we try to open it, try to run it first. We only want the error to happen. So I guess we just want one error, basically. Something like this. There we go. Error fork. Okay, so else. There we go. So now only one error should happen. In C#, Butler Studio says, couldn't you just use start for everything instead of running the program directly? In C#, if you start an exe, it runs. Well, the thing about exec.command is that it will run an executable, but if it's a file, it can't run it. You can't run a file. At least with Go, it's just it doesn't. I think it just passes this to the kicks it up to the operating system. So on Linux, if you try to just run a file, it'll just be like, no, you can't do that. If you try to open it with the default program, then it will work. So let me see if I can give you an example here. So like if you try to, let me hold on. I'm trying to find where we're gonna go. Let's go to the master plan directory because I have assets in there. Okay, so here's the master plan assets directory. If we try to just be like /empty image.png, it's just like, no, you can't do that. I think you can use xdg open. Oh wait. Yeah, most certainly should work. Well, whatever. In any case, that's the that's the situation. Sorry, I meant you could use the second option for everything. You can't use open.start because it. Oh, can you? Can you? Yeah, let's try that actually. I hadn't thought of that. I don't know if you can. Let's see. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Let's see. Okay, yeah, error exit status 4. So yeah, I guess in answer to your question, no. Apparently not. So we're doing things a little bit differently. Run errors and error. Okay, so I guess, yeah, there's no way that it would be an issue. If we started here, the second error. Maybe that'll work. Let's see. Yeah, that runs. This does not run. So second error is just nothing? That's no good. There we go. So status 4. Oh, does run... Oh, wait for the open command to complete. Waits for it to complete. Return error is nil. The command runs. It has no property. Command starts, but does not complete successfully. So this doesn't start. Don't wait for the open command to complete. I thought that open or start and run basically like, and this is just calling, yeah, run or start on the exec.command struct. I thought that that like it would make the go routine freeze, like it would pause the execution. Does it not? Let's see. Okay, it most certainly does. So we want this to start. We don't want to run. The wait command will come once the command exits. Okay. If start returns successfully, the CDAP process field will be set. So when it says C, it's, yeah, CDAP process. Okay. So we could say let's see, what's the issue I'm trying to see here? for. So we try to start it, it doesn't work. We try to run it with a program, it doesn't work. All right, this might be fine. This might be fine. So yeah, we need to figure out a way to pass arguments. That's the missing key here. There's a couple of ideas. One I have is that basically this window has multiple buttons you can press to add arguments or something to that effect. Parsers receive the whole command as a single string into their own parsing. Name thing. Maybe we could do this ourselves, because you can't make a. Let's see. Yeah, you can. Okay. Maybe we could like regex this, so we split by spaces if it's not within quotes. Or maybe we use back quotes like that. That's an idea. Okay, let's try that. How hard would it be to add an args text box underneath? That wouldn't be hard. The thing that I'm worried about though is that I'm not certain if you can pass multiple arguments in a single args string. I guess we can try it. Let's try that. Let's try it and see. So let's make this bigger. Editable is true. Regex no new lines. Property args. Okay, something like this might work. Let's see. Let me make sure this is working as I anticipated. File path. Then we'll args string. Huh? Blah? Okay, so we do have to have some text there. Okay. Okay, that might work. Okay, let's see file. And then if this worked, then run program. Let's try that. Let's go. Oh, yes, indeed. Okay, so then this works. That's cool. Let's see, what else? I don't know if I have anything that takes arguments, multiple arguments that I can test really easily. I guess we can make a program just to see. You know what? Let's not get overly complicated. This works. This works okay. Yeah, this should work fine. Okay. Save. Link test. Okay. Args is null. Args is blank for this. Args is null for point star. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Save. Good. Excellent. Nice. Cool. I guess we can change this a little bit. So, whoops. This is this, and this. I guess it would be actually like this. This is this. This is opening. There you go. So when you click on this, it says opening. If you click on this, it says running. Yeah. Cool. I mean, I guess we could say with arguments. That's okay. We don't have to do that. That works. We're good. We're Gucci. This is basically it. Yeah. Ta-da. Did I add anything else recently? Let's see. Minor fixes. Oh, you can change it so that if you undo or redo, it won't like focus on the card, or will, depending on your decision. What else? Yeah, that's basically it. Oh, arrowing, that's why. Yeah. All right, well, that's cool. This is working. So that will be the next update. That'll probably come out today because I don't think I want to do anything else. So let's go. I had a dream today that I got a Steam Deck off of eBay. That I bought a Steam Deck off of eBay, but it was, I think it was like the normal price, and I was like, where'd this come from? I was like, where did this come from? I was holding it in my hands and looking on. I had a receipt or something. I was like, what? And I looked on eBay, and it like I purchased it from there, but it wasn't absurdly priced. It was just a very like banal dream. I didn't even like play it. I was just like, where'd this come from? I felt it in my hands, and it was just like, okay, that's weird. And I didn't even use it. It was like, what is this dream? But yes, I'm eager to get my hands on one, so I can finally see about making stuff for it. It seems so cool. It seems like it's such a cool piece of technology. So interesting. I can't wait to make stuff for it. I don't know if anyone remembers the GP2X or the canoe. Let me see if I can find. I don't even know if it's still up. Is it still up? Does it still load? Dude, it does. This is where you could get a lot of things for the GP2X canoe. Or I don't even know if it's the GP2X. Hold on, let's see. This dude. This boy. This dude. This is it's very cool design. I like this design. You had, I think, just one L and R. You had A, B, X, Y. You had a microphone. You had start select essentially, and a home button. And I think you also had an accelerometer and an analog stick. It was kind of like a analog nub. It's not really it wasn't a full stick, but it also wasn't like I guess it was a nub. I guess it's fine. But this was the canoe, and this was one of the Game Park Holdings like handhelds, and they were all basically open source. Well, not open source, but like you could make stuff for it. So like the canoe, the GP2X, the GP2X Wiz, the GP2X Refresh, GP32. I never got that one, but I had this one and previously the GP2X. This boy, but the one with the D-pad, this dude with the touchscreen stylus. It's so cool. Do I remember the Ouya? I do remember the Ouya, and I was like a proponent of it before it launched, but I never even got one. I never even bought it. I don't even know why. I like the idea. I'm consistent. I like the idea of open source handhelds, or handhelds where you can run stuff, that you can download stuff from the internet and run it, or you can make stuff. I like that. I really do like that. I was excited. I feel like the Steam Deck is going to be the canoe and the follow-up to the canoe and the follow-up to the Ouya in terms of like, you know, being really easy to develop for, being really easy to play, but it also is going to have support. I feel like that's the thing that a lot of like that makes it hard to recommend like the Chinese handhelds that, you know, come out, you know, relatively frequently. Is just like, okay, it's cool, you know, it might be running Android or something like that, so it's not hard to develop for, but the support isn't there, and it usually is like super heavy on like piracy, and I can't get behind that. I can't be like, oh yeah, get it, oh yeah, this is so cool, because it's like, you know, you buy it and it comes with like $3,700 in just, you know, pirated ROMs, and it's like, all right. It's just like it's just completely illegal, completely illegitimate, and it's just like it cheapens the product. Like, rather than that, give me something with good support, give me something that's easy to develop for, give me something that you know, does stuff that you know, there's a community around it, rather than just being like, you know, you throw it to me like a like an animal. Here's your emulation device, now get out of here. What, you want ROMs? You want ROMs? Take them. It's like, no one wants that. I want actual, you know, I want support. I want to feel, you know, like, you know, buying this product is like a partnership of a sort. Like, you know, I buy the Steam Deck and Valve will continue to work on it, and, you know, I will make stuff for it, and, you know, people will play it, and, you know, it's a community. It's not just like, it's not just a selfish thing where it's like you pay me money and then you get this thing that will run PlayStation games. It's like, you know, there's, you know, people might want that in some way, but I feel like there's more to an open source handheld, or more to computing and technology than just, you know, a kind of very lowbrow baseline, you know, application of the technology. Like, emulation is something, but there's more to, you know, handhelds. There's more to consoles, there's more to gaming, there's more to technology. You can do a lot with it, and I like this kind of, you know, community where you have like applications and demos. I made a timer on this thing. I don't even know if it's still here. Maybe, let's see. So I don't even know if I submitted it as SolarLune. Did I? I have no idea if it's still here. It may not be. Yeah, it may not. I don't know if I said timer. Author? Is it here? Did I? Yes, can time. I named it can time. With this software, your canoe becomes a timer with 3 ellipses as though it did something else, or this was some sort of like Doki Doki Literature Panic style subversion of timing community. Where it's like you thought it was a timer when really it was timing you. No, it was just a timer. It was just a very basic timer. So it's yeah, I like the idea of making stuff. This is from December 2010. This is 12 years ago. I was 18, something like that. It's insane. 2010, dude. I had a little clock. Somebody put a whole bunch of spam. Not exactly what most people use Canoe for. Good to know that it can become a timer now onwards. Best SEO company in Koichi. It's weird. This is like spam, but this is correct. Good to know that the Canoe becomes a timer from now onwards. That is, like, I wonder if he typed that or if this is just a somewhat advanced bot. Anyway, this is interesting. It was a lot of fun to be part of a community that makes stuff, and I'm excited to be part of a community that makes stuff. I think that that's the most fun part of creative work, or having something that allows you to be creative, is to be part of a community and make stuff together. I think that there's something about that for technology that isn't really there with other work or gaming. That's not really there for other work. Like, you know, when you have something like this, you make a program for it and people play it, and the other people make stuff for it, and you can play that stuff, and you kind of become the part of this community. Like, if you make something like, let's say, a piece of art with a program, and then you post it to the program's forums or something, people will enjoy it, and then other people who make art with the same program can post it to the forums, and you can enjoy their art, and you have a little community, but you don't really build off of each other. Whereas when it comes to gaming or technology, you can build off of each other. You can be like, oh, I'm going to make a plugin that works with this guy's thing. So if you guys get this guy's, you know, plugin system, you can get my like darken the screen or nightlight plugin. Or you can, you know, I make this plugin that allows, you know, that maybe records your screen, and then he makes a plugin that allows you to take a screenshot while you're doing, you know, you can, there's more to it. You can have competitions or like jams where you make stuff. It's just, it's cool to be part of a community. I like that idea. I hope that the Steam Deck will have a similar community of people who are making things directly for it, people who are enjoying it, and kind of, you know, even now there's, you know, a lot of people on like the Reddit for the Steam Deck who are like, oh, you know, I made this, you know, plugin system, or oh, I made this video recording system, this screen capture system. And so like there's already like a ball rolling of people like making things and homebrewing stuff for it. And when you don't have to hack or like what's the word, you know, jailbreak or like you know, open your console to do it, then it's open to everybody. It's not just for the, you know, technologically literate. It's something that, you know, even your average Joe can grab his Steam Deck and be like, oh, I want to install this plugin. I want to, you know, do video screen recording. How do I do it? And he does the commands, and now he can do it. So it's not like it's just for people who modded their Switches, where it's like, you know, the average Switch user isn't going to be able to take advantage of the things things people make. Whereas with the Steam Deck, any Steam Deck user could take advantage of the things people make. So I like that ease of use, and the breaking down of the barrier between the developer and the user, or the hacker and the casual user, or the, you know, the developer, someone, you know, the person who, you know, makes a software renderer in 24 hours in their free time for fun, and the guy who's like, you know, learning you know, Python for the first time. Like it's that melding of the community that I think is a lot of fun. Butler Studio says, I 100% agree that being a part of a community is so much better than doing anything. Yeah. I was excited. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Once I get one, man, I don't know what's gonna change. I don't think anything will change, but if anything changed, oh man, everything's gonna change. Butler says, do you own a crypto wallet for donations? I do not have a crypto wallet for donations. If you want to donate, you can feel free to do so. I do appreciate it, but I don't have a crypto wallet for that. I used to have Brave. I used to use Brave, so I guess you could have, or I don't know. In truth, if you want to donate, just like you can go to Patreon and give me a month of whatever, like, one donation of whatever amount you want, and then cancel it so you get charged just once. I don't know if that works, but you can do that, or you can buy on itch and set your price, so you can be like, oh, I want to buy a copy of Master Plan for well, it's $20 now. You can buy a copy of Gearind. I think that's like $5, so you can buy a copy of Gearind, set the price to anything you want above $5 or at $5, and then just give the copy away or whatever. Like, there's other ways to donate that I appreciate. I've donated through YouTube a few times. How much do they take off the top? I don't know. I think it might be, I don't know, because the way that the YouTube donation system works, as far as I understand, is basically it immediately gets turned into ad revenue. So like when you have a video on YouTube, you have to break $100 for you to get that money, for it to be sent to you. So if you have, let's say every month you make $10, and at the end of 10 months you'll have $100, then YouTube will mail you the check. They'll accredit you $100. Right. So when you have a stream and you donate through the stream, it just gets pushed into that ad revenue. So it's the same concept, whereas like, if you get enough ad revenue either through videos or through donations on stream, then you would go ahead and get it at the end. Carl Otto, that's who I was thinking of. Hey, I didn't know you were streaming. Hello, yes. We just fixed an issue that allowed you. Well, let me show what we did. So Master Plan is what I've been working on for the past just few minutes, and I added a new card type called the link type, or link card, that allows you to link cards together. So for example, you can link from one card to another like this. So now when we click on jump, it'll jump to this card, which is cool. So you can put this card, for example, in another page or whatever, and then you can link to them and have like a table of contents and stuff like that. And you can also press enter to just jump there quickly. And of course that key binding shortcut is customizable here. There we go. Link with arrow. New link card, jump to link card. Yeah. Then you also have the ability to switch from linking to a card to linking to a program. So you can go ahead and run programs or open files from Master Plan. So you don't have to like jump out of the program. So here is linked to the Humble Bundle, like bundle of Polestar and other Neo Geo arcade games. And here it's linked to Mega Zeus, which is cool. So that's all very good, all very nice. Yeah. Hooray. Also, you have the ability to change the transparency of the window. Either all the time, or when the window is inactive, or when the mouse is outside of the window, which is very nice. Unfortunately, that's kind of like all I can do for now when it comes to making the window background transparent. That's something that GLFW could do, but SDL, as far as I can see, cannot do out of the box. So if you're unfamiliar with the previous version of Master Plan, this grid background, this color that's gray, it used to be where there was an option in Master Plan to disable the background where you could see through it. That was pretty cool. It was just something that I added because GLFW/Raylib supported it. But since I moved to SDL2, it doesn't really have that same option. So this is what I basically have until I either figure something else out, or this is just the way it's gonna have to be. Carl Otto says, I spilled half my coffee on my keyboard. I'm sorry to, on your computer. All right. I'm sorry to hear that. Good Lord. Hopefully, everything's okay. But yeah, we were talking about how excited I am for the Steam Deck. Wish I had a Q1 unit, but it's Q2. I have Q2, and here we are in Q2, and we'll see how long it takes for me to get a copy, get my deck. But yes, this all works. Let's see. Are these all of the themes? I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 themes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 themes. Okay. Mine has slipped in date when I checked. Hopefully not. I think every deck got delayed from December to Q1, from Q1 to Q2, from Q2 to Q3, etc. And I think some people got pushed back maybe because of production issues or something like that, but not like a significant amount. I think I've seen just a few individuals who were like, I was Q2, now I'm Q3. Like I was Q2 after the delay, now I'm Q3. But I don't think that was everybody, and I imagine that might have been just like they were at the end of Q2 and now they're at the beginning of Q3, like just pushed back a few days. But we'll see, I suppose. Okay, so this is all working well. Let's go ahead and yeah, I'll commit this to GitHub later, and then I'll make a build so that you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to mess around with master plan. I think it should be good. Tetra 3D. I don't think I'm gonna do anything with that right now. Let's see what we can do with shut-in. I would like to. Not this. I would like to make some progress on this. So let's do that. Let's make some progress on this. Excuse me. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how I want this to work. Mine says Q3 July to September. It was supposed to be this month. Really? Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, hopefully, man, I hope everybody's, like, if you slipped back, it was just like from the delay and not since then. But at the same time, I mean, if it's supply issues, you know, supply issues happen. If there's nothing they can do, there's nothing they can do, nothing to be done. We just gotta wait. Okay, so this is working. Whoops, switched scene there. Okay, so yeah, this is working. If we look in this direction though, it slows down, and because the frame timer is so low, I believe the issue is that it's drawing these objects and having to switch between them a lot. So like it's drawing this, you know, gate, and then it's drawing the ground, and then it's drawing the gate, and then it's drawing this wall, and then it's drawing the gate, you know, like that. And so by switching between these draw calls so much, is basically making it so that it renders slowly, despite the fact that the actual frame time is low. I believe that's the issue. So there's a couple things I would like to do. Let me take a look at Tetra 3D real quick, the repo. Charles says, it's really cool to see how far this project has come along. Thank you. Yeah, it's... Excuse me. I'm like... It's like, it's just a little... little gas in my chest. But yes, thank you. Yeah, it has been a lot of fun. Very interesting to see. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I'd like to get it done. Because I really need to test it to see how viable this is. I thought that this would be fast enough, but I'm wondering if it's not going to be fast enough for, you know, most people. So we'll see. We'll see. I'd like to get a demo out so I can at least see, you know, how it performs for people. You know what? I was gonna say let's do that now, but I actually can't do that now. I can't generate a Windows build. Can I? Do I have a Windows VM? I do. All right. Do I? Did I install this? I did not install this. Okay, so I do not have a Windows 10 build. Windows 10 VM. All right, so if I don't have a Windows 10 VM, I should be able to compile it for Windows from Linux. Maybe? Let's see. I thought that. Let's check it out. Let's see. Can I? Let's see. Because I know that the Windows using GoOS equals Win64. Because I know that the Windows build or the Windows version of Ebiton does not use CGo, I think, which allows you to build. I guess that would allow you to build for it. Yeah, Windows no CGo. You do not need a C compiler. How did Hajime Hoshi manage to make it so that you don't need a C compiler for Ebiton on Windows? Like how? Lucas says, did you ever struggle choosing a language for programming? I use C# plus Raylib on a regular basis for game dev. Tried Go recently and fell in love with the simplicity and undecided which to use. Yeah, I like Go because it's simple. That's why I like it so much. Like C# seems like basically like C++ and Java, you know, kind of similar to, well, more so similar to Java, I suppose, a little bit. Or maybe to what's the name of the Java offshoot? Cobalt? No. Kotlin. Yeah, so I mean, like C#, it seems like it's very popular and very, yeah, Kotlin. It's very C# is very popular and it's very capable, you know, with Unity using it. A lot of, you know, mods, of course, for Unity games use it. Or all of the mods, I guess, for Unity games use C#. So it's like, you know, it's a great language, but I like Go because it's just, it basically is like, here is the smallest things you need to make your game. Like, there's nothing else apart from just like the things you need to make your game. There's no classes, there's no inheritance except for embedding structs. I like how simple it is. Depends on what you want to do. Personally, some of the really performance sensitive parts might end up in CGo in my project, but that will be at the end. Yeah, Python, Godot, C#, Hax, Nim, C. I like Hax's like approach to being really cross-platform compatible, but I don't like the toolchain with Hax. I like Go's toolchain. Go is like as simple as it can get. It's like, I just want this library from the internet and then just like build it and go just build it. It's basically as simple as possible, unless you're doing CGo stuff where you have to have a C compiler and then you're getting more so into that stuff where it's like you have to set build flags and, you know, resolve LD flag issues and stuff. But like Hax as a core concept is ridiculous. How it's just like, you know, I want a web build, I want a Flash build, I want a Windows build, I want a Linux build, I want a Switch build. I like that. That's great. But I feel like the tooling is probably the worst part of Hax. And I say that with all respect. Like, I love the language, love the concept, but the tooling is so just hard to approach, at least for Linux. I feel like it's easier on Windows, but on Linux, it's like, you know, you have to have everything. It's easier, I think, if you have it in your repository. But if you don't have it in your repository, it's just like you have to build it, set the paths, and then, you know, download it, or not build it, but you have to download it, set the paths, download Neko. At least that's what it was, or what's called when I guess it's Hax VM now, something like that. Anyway, it was more complicated. I like how Go is just kind of like as simple as you can kind of feasibly get. I think people overthink how difficult cross-platform is to do. You only need a few different consistent commands for each platform, and the rest should be fine. Yeah, it should be. No need for insane cross-platform software. All right, so yeah, I'm just hanging around here. Let's do some actual work here. Let's go back to Ebiton. I swear this monitor is like 50 or 40 FPS. Like it seems stuttery, but I can't, like it doesn't seem stuttery when I look. It only seems stuttery when I'm least suspecting. Cross platform. I'm trying to see if someone's mentioned this or build. No, okay, let's see what he says. Easier to install. Create an experimental branch. Okay. Well, I guess I can just try it. Okay, well, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. All right, so we will go over to here. We will go build dot. Okay, it's done. Let's go ahead and get over to here. 31 megabytes, cool. So we cut this out, take it out here. Oh, let's go back. I just want to make sure that it runs by itself first. Okay, so this does work. This does run. Okay, so now we will try building for Linux, or Windows rather. Is it like that, and then go Arch? Let me look over the. Oh wait, hold on. Can I do like? Or go help build. All right, let's see. O flag, I flag, A flag, race. Don't tell me. I know somebody told me in the chat, but I don't wanna look. I wanna figure it out. What's the build flags? How do you? Oh wait, I can just look at master plan. If I want to do that, I can look at the chat. You got to put the go OS stuff before code build. Is that right? I guess maybe that's right. Is it like go OS? Or is it go? It's this actually. Go build dot go OS. Let me just look at it. I'm not sure. Let me look at past SolarLune's wisdom. So this uses set environment to do it. So go enable it, go OS, go Arch, and then go build. Okay, so maybe I have to do export. And then not valid in this context. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm in. That's what it is, not export. Maybe. Let's see. It's definitely taking longer, so that is a good sign. Let's try this again. In game.exe. Oh, whoops. Did it do anything? I swear it didn't do anything. nothing is building. Like there's nothing here. Should be right. Let's see. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Whoops. Wait, why did go run? No, what? Wait, hold on. This is running through wine? Yo. So by setting the Go OS and Arch, did I export? Why is Go Run working as though it's Windows? Because I set the Go OS and Arch with environment? I thought env was only for the current command. Okay, well, wow. Okay, so it's right. It's like wow. That's cursed. Yeah, that's cursed, dude. That's cursed. Whoa, that's cursed. Okay, now we're back to Linux. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. I that's crazy. Not because like, you know, it lasts through the session because it's like, you know, that makes sense. But rather that go run dot acts as though because Go OS is Windows, it will run as though it's Windows. Like it compiled a Windows version, a temporary Windows version, and go run dot runs that through wine. Like that's crazy. It's so automatic. That's crazy. Okay, so here we're back in shut in here. So I think we can do it here. Can we just do it like this? Does that work? It does. Wow, that's insane. Okay. This is incredible. That's so easy. That's easy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then we can just go build dot wait, dash o shut in demo.exe dot. Oh! Oh! Oh, this is disgustingly easy. Oh, this is wow, this is easy, dude. And I know there's issues here. This is not able to be collided with. I'm not sure if that's my code or if that's just me forgetting to do something, but yeah, there's issues here. But I will put this up immediately for demo because I need people to test it out and see if it runs. Good for me to know it will run that easy with wine. Yeah, I thought that it was, yeah, like, and that's cool to have wine because it's like if it runs on wine, then it will run on Windows, you know, ostensibly, of course, you know, you would assume. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I will upload this to Dropbox or something so I can get people to see if it works at the very least, and if it maintains a solid 60 FPS, you know, in the areas where you would expect it to. Oh, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. This, and then this. There we go. Now we should have two versions. Yeah, a Linux and a Windows version. Oh, that's insane. If you want to make a WASM test, I can host it on my server as well. Ah, WASM. I know that it's going to be slow, so I'm not, but I'd like to try it on web, though. I'd like to try it on web. But that's okay. That's okay. Thank you for the offer. But for now, let me just get this up somewhere. What do I have to host? Dropbox? I don't want to put it on itch because, I mean, I guess I could put it on itch. I want to put like the polished demo on itch. I don't want to. I guess I can put it on itch. Why not? I can just make it so that it's hidden, I think. Let's see. Let's see. Let me see. How do I make it so that it's hidden? Restricted. Only owners and authorized people can view the page. What is... Oh, by sending them a download key. Okay. All right, this is going to be useful. We'll do it like this. We will do this. Hold on. I'm thinking / doing stuff. Hold on. All right. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm going to put a link in the chat here. The password is what I also put in the chat. You don't have to reboot into Windows, Carl. Thank you for the offer. But whoever's on Windows, I'm sure there's somebody who's on Windows right now. Or I guess I can go to Windows. You know what, while I'm doing this, I might as well be installing my Windows VirtualBox thing, I guess. I can be doing that while I'm doing this. Do I have a Windows VirtualBox? I do not. Do I? I do not. I do not. Okay. I don't have a Windows ISO, so let's go grab that, I guess. Butler Studios is on Windows. Okay, so if you could go to the link that it looks extremely suspicious. Like the webpage just looks super suspicious. It's just like no text, like no style, no CSS. It's just like download it. But you saw me compile it, so you know what's in it. You should know what's in it. So download it if you feel comfortable doing so. Can I not set it to be free? Maybe I can. And I'm on Windows. It runs fine with audio. Chrome and Windows Defender tried to stop me, as you might expect. But basically, press F1 to show the FPS. And I just want to see, like, is it 60 FPS in this area? When you talk to the guy, it runs, the FPS drops. I know that. But if you're outside of, if you're not, talking to the guy, if you're just in a normal scene, does it run correctly? Butler Studio says it runs perfectly. Okay. Wasn't there a thing here? Oh, there is. Okay. I didn't see it. Why did it disappear? The center must be off. 59 to 60. I'm on 144 hertz. That's 144 FPS. 144. My monitor refresh. Okay, that's excellent news. So at least it's possible that this might run well enough. Okay, so then I'll just keep working on optimizing probably the game more so than the engine, than the renderer. I feel like the renderer is, there's not much I can do there in the short term, but the game should be possible. But that's cool. That's excellent to hear. Frame time is 2 milliseconds. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to optimize this, I think, by basically, yeah, I'm thinking that I can merge together a lot of these objects to be rendered together in a single draw call. Like all of these gates can be merged together. All of these gates can be merged together. The trees probably can be merged together to just be in a single mesh. And so to do that, what we will do is, I don't know. What will we do? How will we do this? Let's go to assets. We do not have all of our assets here. So we have the original tree, we have power lines. Yeah, what's up with this dude? It's fine. Well, let's fix a couple of issues. One of them is that this object does not have a collision box, or does not work with collision. Let's see, it does have a triangle mesh. A, B, B. Invisible. Like that. Invisible. Save. Let's try setting this A, B, B real quick. Okay, so now I can't walk anywhere around here, which is right. So for some reason, when this is triangle mesh, then we don't have the ability to walk in. I press some button, I don't know which one. Okay, and did something happen? Okay, I think I see what the issue might be. I think the AABB for the... Let's see if I can go to... Alright, hold on. What we're gonna do here... Can I not walk around here? I can only see the main character in a tree. Oh, you might have pressed 1 or 2. That's to jump around the scenes. Why is the camera not moving here? Getting the same speed with wine. Excellent. That also happens when I press R. Yeah, that's to restart the scene. I have to fix both of those. Fix that. Let's see. Player found. Oh, did I? Hold on, where's the... This is... Yeah, this is what I'm missing. This is what I'm missing, okay. There's no way to jump between scenes like this. Really, huh? I'm wondering if I should add like a copy and paste system. But I guess it's not really that important. Let's just get this working. So camera is the answer. We want to go over to assets. All right, that might make it work. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So yeah, now I'm doing this because I want to be able to see what's going on. And we want triangle mesh for this. Can we... subdivide this a few times, save. Bah. Oh, that has no material. Okay, let's give it material. Okay, wait, did I... Yeah, export and save, okay. Test it on my girlfriend's laptop later, a few years old Dell. Yeah, feel free, please. I'd appreciate that. Okay. All right, so this works. Okay, but here it seems like I think these are the AABB bounding boxes, but I think they're not like rotated properly. I think they might be rotated around like the wrong pivot. I think, let's see. We can probably tell a little better if we go back to house entry, or rather street. Are they rotated? They are rotated. Okay, let's see if that's the issue. So here it is. There's no rotation on this one. Okay, that works. But if we rotate it, yeah, I mean, that's still, it's big. The AABB is massive, but it does work. Okay. Well then, why does this not work? Now it lies outside of the box. Why is it outside of the box? All right, here's what we're gonna do. We will do this scientifically. We will see what is making this tick. Okay. So this one. All right, so this AABB is correct. This AABB looks pretty correct. This one looks pretty correct. It's a little wide. It's wider than it needs to be. And then this AABB is off. It's weird because it's like if you rotate it and it's you know, the AABB is correct, but then when you rotate it 90 degrees, it's just like it kicks it off halfway. Is it that angle directly or specifically? It's such an odd problem. This actually would be easier if we made them rotate, so let's do that. Because then we could see the AABB as it transforms. It's still off. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's undo what we did. Okay. We'll use this one. Yeah. Can't wait to see the fix. Yeah, me too. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go here to the update function. Player.scene.root. Get. That's, you know what? Asset power lines at 0.3. 0. I think that should work. I believe that should work. Let's see. Yeah. What is up with this? This is just wrong. It's not... The center of the ABB isn't... the center of the mesh. Okay. That might be the problem. Might be the problem. Oh, did I break it? Maybe I broke it at some point. Let me see. Update size. So the size is correct, but then I think bots died. We don't want to move the bots in transform. 2 to 2.5 milliseconds per frame. 60 FPS on a 2015 Dell. Fantastic. Thank you. Wait, 2015 Dell with an integrated graphics card? Like this dude? Or this maybe? XPS 13? If you could tell me the model, that'd be fantastic, because my laptop is like a tiny, it's not even tiny, but just like, well, it's pretty small, but like it's like a tablet with a keyboard. It's not like really a laptop. NVIDIA GPU. Okay. So it has an actual GPU. Okay. I was like, wait, on an integrated graphics? That's insane. So it might be better on integrated graphics, or it might be better than my laptop on integrated graphics if it's new. My laptop is pretty old. It's maybe like 2016, something like that. So hopefully it'll be good. Anyway, so yeah, the issue, as we can see, and we can close VirtualBox. The issue that we can see is that the position of the AABB is not correct. Yeah. So let me take a look here to see, where am I placing the AABB? I think it's just placed at the... Yeah, I think it's just placed at the object's position. It should be the center of the... So I guess this is kind of the problem. There's a few issues here, but basically, if the box is this big, it needs to be here. Whereas if we rotate it like this, then the box should be this big and be here in the center. So I think what we need to do Inspiron 157559. Thank you. It was a gaming laptop. Okay. That makes sense. All right. I was like, how is this running so well? Okay. Okay. So I'm thinking that what I need to do is I need to set the position of the bounding box to be like here. That's the issue. I see. I'm already setting it to be here. It's this big, and then when this rotates, the box doesn't move. The box needs to move. Or the box... Is the box not moving? Am I not using the world position of the box? Triangles bounding. Okay, so triangle, bounding triangles. Transform. So bounding AABB, set world transform, transform. Move vec. BT mesh dimension center. Transform. I think this might be the problem. I think it was like $650 in 2017 or something. Okay, so that's like pretty, that's pretty good then. If it's getting that good FPS on a computer from 2017 that was like mid-range then. All right, I'm satisfied with that. That's like almost 10 years ago. 2017, 5 years. I said almost 10. It is definitively not 10 years. That's almost 10 years. It's like that's not at all 10 years. That's many years away from 10 years. It's like almost 10 years, right? It's 3. It's like it feels like something from a sitcom. Like how old is he? Like 7? Like 12, 15? He's 3. It's like he's not even close. 2015 model. Okay, that makes me feel a little better. Thank you. So I think the issue here is this. So I think what we want to do is we probably want it to be... I think we want it to be... We want this, but we want to rotate this. I guess we have to rotate it? Something like that. I mean, I guess that's what we need to do. We'll see if it works. I feel like we shouldn't have to, but maybe we do. Yeah, that's correct. Very nice. So that solves this issue, or that issue where we could walk through this stuff. That's good. Fantastic. Perfect. If I can get this to run well, oh man. And I get a Steam Deck, oh man, y'all never should have let me. You never should have let me get to this point. If this is running at 60 FPS on a Steam Deck, I'm just oh man, Don't even get me started. And yet you already have gotten me started. If you let me get this running at 60 FPS on a Steam Deck, I don't know what'll happen. I wonder why my frame time is so much worse. It should run on the 60 FPS on the deck, no problem. I hope so. I'm hoping. I'm hopeful. I'm not sure how you guys are getting to a 2 millisecond render time, and I'm getting like 5. I, as the developer, am getting worse render time than my players. Help. This is pretty good. All right. So yeah, we want to optimize this. So we've solved that issue. I'll commit this before I forget, because this is actually really important. Forgot those. Also, it's cool that you can just build for like Windows or whatever from Linux. That's so cool. Raspberry Pi build win. If I had a Pi, I might try. I do not have a Pi. I'm really more of a cinnamon roll man. No, I don't have a Raspberry Pi. If I did, though, I might give it a shot. Yes, so Gustav says, what are you making? I'm making everything. I'm making a lot of stuff. Right now, I'm making a 3D game with my own 3D rendering framework that I made called Tetra 3D, which is open source, and you can find it on GitHub. The link is in the description, isn't it? Yes. Tetra 3D. It is a hybrid 3D renderer written in Go. It's fun. The way I said that made it sound like I put quotes around it, and I kind of did. It's fun. Kristabu Kalin says, hello. Hi. Paz Pazarino says, can you build for Mac? I don't think I can. I think that Mac builds won't work because there we go. I think Mac builds won't work because is it not Darwin? It's not Mac. Yeah. Go home. Where's the where's there's a command you can run that lists all the, is it go tool dist? Is that right? There we go. Go tool dist list. Is it not called Darwin? Yeah, Darwin AMD 64. Darwin. Didn't I try? Wasn't that the way I did this for Windows? Oops. No? Okay, I must have done this some other way. Let's see. Well, I did this with environment, but I thought it was possible to do this without environment. Go OS. Oh, okay. That's how you do it. Okay. Yeah, I don't think this will work because... Yeah, because on Mac, you have to have a C build. A C compiler, which I do not have set up by default. So like on Windows, you can build from Linux to Linux because you're already on there. You can build from Linux to Windows without C. And so it's super simple, but from Linux to Mac, to Darwin Mac, you still have to have a C compiler, which I do not have set up. So I cannot build for Mac from here. I could build for Mac elsewise. Yeah, I can try building for Mac for from GitHub. But I can't build for Mac here right now. But this works. Yes. So congratulations to me. But yes, let's go ahead and compile, make this change. Let me think. Is this a sensible change? This does fix the issue. On M1 Mac, it's even worse because you have to assign the binary, and that's just ugh. Yeah. I'm not big on binary signing right now. It's tough. Pristabu Kalin says you're awesome. Thank you. I'm working on myself. I don't think I'm awesome, but I'm working on it. Thank you very much. Yeah, signing Macs or signing applications is a little difficult. It's not hard, but it's just like you have to get the credentials and stuff, and I never could get the credentials from Apple because they wouldn't take my money to be a developer. I paid them. I wanted to pay them, and they wouldn't take my money to my $100 to be an Apple developer. So I don't know. I still have to go back and look into that. But after spending multiple days trying to pay, I just gave up and was like, forget it. Let's see. So yes, this does fix it, but in order for this to work, we have to see here. Wait. Here's the problem. If we call world rotation, we are breaking down the transform and decomposing it. We don't really want to do that, but I guess that's not a problem because that's only needs to happen if the transform is dirty. If the transform isn't dirty, then we won't need to break down the world rotation. We'll just return the default or the built-in node transform, and we're good. Okay, so this is fine. All right, so this is good. This is good. Fix. All right, so that fixes that. That's good. Back over here, what are we gonna do? I don't remember. Oh yeah, now I remember. There's a couple things I need to do. Okay. Firstly, we can get rid of this. Secondly, we can go back to Blender. Right. So I want to merge some of these things together to cut down on bring up the FPS. For example, all of the trees can be merged. We'll start with that. We'll start with trees. Trees are nice. Okay, so the idea that I had, I'm wondering if I should do it. Well, there's a couple ways I can do this. One is I can merge. Well, it's on a per object basis. So I was thinking of like adding a property section for materials, but that's not really that necessary. We'll just do it in the object section. So we'll just add a game property. This is static merge Boolean. That's fine. Was that build multi-threaded or did you drop that? That build was not multi-threaded. The multi-threading, I did. I think you got into the stream before I actually after I showed it off, or not showed it off, but showed the progress on it. So I'll go back. But the multi-threading does work, but the issue is that there's visual bugs, and it really like reworked the. I kind of had to rewrite a lot of the code for rendering, and the advantage is just like 200% increase in FPS on well, not increase in FPS, but 200% increase or 50% decrease of frame time when it comes to transformation of vertices, which is where the multi-threading takes place. So it does like work, but it doesn't work. Like let me kind of show what I mean here. If we go to multi-threading, this switched, we go to examples, stress, we run the example. Is this yeah, okay, here it is. All right, so here's the example. This is, let me go back. Okay, here's the example where the multi-threading is basically off. We have one thread, and we're getting like 13 FPS, rendering 34,596 triangles out of 69,192. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we got. And then if we turn that off so that now it's multi-threaded and we're using all of the cores on my computer, I have a 6-core computer, that's 12 threads. Now we're getting instead 30 FPS. So that's a massive improvement, but I don't know if I want to keep it because of how much it changes the fundamental way the renderer works. I also have this weird bug where it's like the triangles are incorrect, or the UV mapping is incorrect when the camera moves. I'm assuming that it's a matter of like, you know, triangles being set incorrectly or something like that, you know, whatever. Triangles being rather copied incorrectly or something. So this is good. This is a massive improvement. It's definitely worth it in terms of optimization, but I'm not sure if I want to do that because it changes so much of the rendering system. Because now it's just everything is a little bit more complicated. I don't know. I like the FPS gains. Don't get me wrong. That's that's fantastic. But I'm not sure about. I mean, I guess I'll. I don't know. I feel like, but it's so weird. It makes things a little bit more complicated all over the place. But better is better. It's not like better's not better. Better's better. If it's better, it's better. It's better. I don't know. I mean, like, but I mean, if I had other places where I could optimize it and gain, you know, 200%, 100% FPS, I would. But I don't really. It's the only other areas, not the only other areas, but something that comes to mind is the order and size of the data. I'm thinking that I am doing a lot of cache misses when it comes to looking up vertex information and stuff like that. I feel like that's a possibility. So I feel like there's ways I can improve it, and maybe I should go for that first before I go for multi-threading, but I don't know. I gotta think about it. Multi-threading is definitely good, like, you know, 200% increase is just like, you know, definitely an upside, but at the same time, I'm not sure if it's worth it yet. I might want to revisit it after I work on everything else. I don't know. Let me go back here. Change it from multi-threading back. There we go. Okay, so this is working. Now, I wanted to add... This worked well. I want to add like a use menu or something like that, so we can get started on that. Oh, I forgot. Never mind. I wanted to do this merging thing, so we'll do that first. I need to... Let's go over here. I need to make it so that things can merge easier. So what I'm going to do... I don't know if you're doing this or not, but you might want to do a per object check if it's behind the camera or not before bothering to check any triangles. That's a good idea. Well, the issue with that is an object could be behind the camera, but extend to its front. So I'm doing custom culling. So if an object is outside of the camera's view entirely, then it is we don't check the triangles, we don't render it. So that does work. That is I think what you're asking. But we don't just check if it's behind the camera, because something could go past the camera. Like if you were looking, you know, like this, the center of this you know, fence would be here, it's behind the camera, but you still would want to render these triangles. Butler Studios is leaving. All right, thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you very much for stopping by. It's been a lot of fun. But yes, I am doing that. Thank you very much for the suggestion. Okay, so this is working, yeah, but we want to go ahead and merge some stuff. So I'm going to... It'd be cool if I could substitute objects with other objects, but I don't think that's implemented in Blender. So I have to find well, I don't have to find, but I'd like to find the original one of these tree objects. None of them are the original, I suppose. So I'll go with this one, I suppose. We will duplicate it. Can we move it to, or rather link it to, we'll duplicate it, link it to the assets scene, delete it from here. Now it's here. Okay, so this will be the tree line. Save. We will make this an asset. Place it somewhere. It doesn't really matter where we place it. We'll place it here. Set offset. Cool. Seems you have plenty of speed to work with for now. 60 FPS is 16 milliseconds. You would think so, but the issue that I'm having, or the reason why it cuts down to sub 60 FPS, is because when we talk to a character and the camera turns around, it's drawing a lot of objects, and the switching between textures and stuff is what, or just switching between objects, render and then, switch, go to the next object and render, and, that is what slows it down. So in other words, I'm merging objects together into a single draw call, single set of draw calls, so that it doesn't have to switch around so much. So all of the background tree objects will render at once. Same thing for the trees, same thing for the power lines. That's the idea. Static merge, static merge. That's the idea. So we'll see how it works. We can go back to house street. Okay, add. Just say asset. Right, just in medium point. Okay. There we go. Save. All right. So yeah, the idea here is that things that have the static merge property will be merged together, and then we'll do the same thing for these fences as well. Doesn't really matter which one of these we select, I guess. We'll see if this makes a difference. I'm rendering 32 tiles to RAM so I can save draw calls and avoid re-rendering if nothing changes. Yeah, that's the general idea. So we want to save draw calls. Assets. Delete this. We want to... Oops, street. Okay. Okay, save. All right, so now we go back over to assets, and we should be able to make this dude also. This could be A, B, B actually. Instead, and this could be true. Static merge. Static merge. Static merge. Cool. All right. This is no bounds. This is triangle. All right. So let's go back to house entry. No, street. So let's see if this. Firstly, let's see if anything changed. Nothing should really have changed. It should look roughly the same. And this is correct. Everything's about the same. Cool. But yeah, now we want to cut down on these draw call counts. So I think we can do that by basically merging objects together if possible. So we will do that here. Under scene. Okay, so if tags.has static merge. How do I want to do this? I mean, I guess we can merge them all together into a single object. That works, I suppose. It doesn't really have to be... They don't have to be separated. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so in dot visible false false in dot merge in. All right, so something like that might work. Okay. I don't know if it worked. Did it do anything? Did it do anything? I don't know. Why is this tree not... This is interesting. Why did some fences not get destroyed? Huh. Let's see. Did I miss some? No? This all seems correct. All of the gates are invisible now, but now none of the trees are invisible. Huh. This is intriguing. Intriguing. Get it? Intriguing. You get it. I think you get it. Oh, I believe you get it. But yeah, what's up with these trees? What's up with the trees? So asset tree. Okay. Static merge. Let's see. There. Tree mesh. Power lines. Tree line. Why isn't it going through all of them? Yes, intriguing. Yes, Carl Otto got it. Oh, this is interesting. So it's not finding all of them. Sometimes it finds all of them. Or not all of them, but sometimes it finds multiples of them, and then sometimes it doesn't. Like, where's the other tree lines? Why is it just this one? That's weird. I'm trying to see, are we like modifying this in some way? Are we adding nodes? No, it doesn't seem like it. Let's see. Terrain, house, terrain, sun, door. Asset tree. Let's see. Why is this construction fence false, or is this construction fence true? Tags equals in.tags. I wonder if there's an issue with my code. This is very interesting. Tags.set. Okay, hold on. Library. No, that's what am I looking for? Clone? Let's see. Find node clone. Let's see. Set tags. tags.clone, new tags, kv, set kv. Okay, I'm wondering if oh yeah. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? We're setting the properties before we might clone stuff to put it in the right position before we set the properties on the, yeah, okay. That's what the issue is. So what we'll do is do this again here, but take this part out and take this part out from here. Room. Hello, Lucretius. Welcome. That was really lazy what I did there. I'm not sure. Like, I didn't pay attention super hard. Is this correct? Did it fix it? Yes. Yes, it did. Yeah, okay, it did. Fantastic. Oh, I completely forgot that the the thing for Sonic, or the thumbnail is Sonic. As he says, I'm gonna make you eat those oats, which is not what he says in the game. Okay, so now this is all working. I'm gonna make it so that maybe when something is invisible, the draw call count total goes down, because otherwise it's kind of hard to tell. Like, or maybe I'll add rendered objects. I want to see basically if this takes an effect, and it's hard to do that when the total number doesn't go down. I think. What should even be counted? Draw calls. Objects. What's your goal for this stream? So far I've been just fixing stuff, adding stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with what I've done already, despite the fact that I haven't done much, or at least I don't feel like I've been like working really hard on this stream. I feel like it's been more chill, but I've been just fixing things and getting things done. So just like bug fixes, reviewing what I've done over the past week, because I missed last Thursday's stream, or Wednesday's stream. Talking about Steam Deck, being excited for that. Yeah, I started a game for LD Jam, Ludum Dare, whatever, however you say it, I don't know. I started something for that. Didn't have the time to finish it, but I'm definitely gonna work on it some more because it's a really cool idea. Yeah, I'll show it again. I'm just might as well recap. So the idea I came up with was this. What I'm going to show, the title or the theme of the jam was Delay the Inevitable. And so I came up with this prototype, which is essentially is this using Tetra? No, this is just using Ebiton. It's just a 2D game. I might use Tetra once I refine it some more, but this is just a plain 2D game. But the general idea is I thought it would be cool if you controlled the shield of a hero as they like an adventure. So the character walks on a path through a level, and the level doesn't have to be one screen. It can scroll, but basically you control the shield as you attempt to block the heroes getting attacked by different enemies. There could be a variety of different enemies that move around at different rates, or at different like patterns. Like some enemies might teleport behind you, or there might be traps that fire automatically when you get close enough, and your goal is to basically survive as long as possible, because that's the what delay the inevitable is, implying inevitably you will die. So your goal is to basically just keep going, because as you keep going, each loop you make gives you basically more like gold, like the value of gold will be higher, as well as more enemies will spawn, more traps will spawn. Maybe the path that you take might be different. It might be longer or changed depending on the loop. So the idea is basically the longer you play, the harder it gets, but also the more interesting it becomes. And that's the idea. Sort of roguelike-y, a bit like that Loop Hero game, exactly. But more action-y, and I guess you could say rhythmic than Loop Hero, where it's like you aren't really planning or thinking that much. You're more so just like trying to react to things happening. You might have like perfect counters where you can like parry attacks, or you might have an ability to push enemies back you will have the ability to push enemies back to deal with two enemies coming at you at the same time from different directions. So you can like push one back so that, the hero attacks one and then he can attack the other, or she can attack the other one. So that kind of stuff, where it's like you have to kind of like constantly be on your guard and watch out against, different things happening. It feels very, very much like a game that you could make in a couple of weeks because it's just not that complicated. It's cool. It just seems like, it seems like a good game for scope creep. It kind of does. But at the same time, there's only so much you can do. It kind of feels like it automatically kind of blocks itself off. The scope creep could come in more so, I think, from like, I had the idea that as you get gold, when you die, you can then use it to like purchase things in a shop. Like a hub world. So that's kind of like where scope creep could come in. But I feel like the idea isn't so, like, you don't need that much content. Like after you make 10 different enemies, it's like you kind of, because each enemy will basically just serve a certain purpose. So like you might have a goblin that has a sword and he just approaches the hero normally and attacks. Then you have a goblin with a spear that can attack through the goblin with the sword. So like if you have two goblins with swords attacking the hero, one will be behind the other and basically will be sitting there because he can't reach the hero, whereas the goblin in front will be attacking. But a goblin with a spear can attack through, right? He can attack past. So that's like extra, he can attack from range basically, or something similar. So each enemy will have a specific like reason why they exist. So it's like there could be scope creep, but at the same time, the scope creep will be like actual meaningful design. It won't be just be like, oh, I added more enemies because it seemed like it would be fun, but rather it's like this enemy does something that is difficult or different to punish or guard against. So it's not so much like the scope will expand based off of my just desire to have a bigger game, so much as the scope expands as long as there's an idea to back it up, where it's like, oh yeah, this monster or this trap or this mechanic fundamentally improves or changes the game, rather than just being like, this is a big spongy guy just like the other big spongy guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a cool idea. I feel like there's a lot of directions you could go with this basic idea, and the game is relatively simple. You just have not movement. You just have facing of the shield, and that's kind of it. So that's what I was working on. Also, master plan. I'll show that as well. Again, sorry for anyone who's like watching for new content, and I'm just like doing a recap episode. But basically, I added a link card where you can run. You can link to cards, so you can link, for example, from here to there, and then jump like that. It goes into subpages as well, and you can also link to programs. So you can, for example, run a program, and it will open a file or run a program as you desire, which is cool. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, that is the game. That is master plan, rather. What else? Tetris 3D, multi-threading, worked on that. Oh, Lucretius. I'll probably just put it on my Discord, but if I'll just put it on my Discord. I basically made a demo of this game, built the demo live on stream, which is cool. That was pretty fun. Just real quick. But yes, I made a demo of this. I'll put it on the Discord, so if anyone could try it out on Windows or Linux, please let me know how your FPS is, and that would be helpful, because that would help me to kind of see if this is viable. It feels like it's viable, but at the same time, you know, I have a rig here that I've been using to make games. It's not the same as people who are playing games, or, you know. It works, bought a Sprite. That's cool. Yeah, congratulations. Good job. Like, A Sprite is a good program. It's a lot of fun. A very good art program. So yes, I'll put a link in the. I'll just post the link again here for now. But I'll put the link in my Discord as well, so that people who, people would try it out, that'd be appreciated. Right, merging. So that's okay. So this should be working now. We also just came upon and solved a bug that may not have been super obvious had we not tried this, which is great. This is master plan. I close this. And then we can also do this. So this should work. This should basically merge things together. You know what? I'm gonna alter this so that if total parts plus, we won't do this. We will only count total parts if they're visible, if they could be visible. So now there's 84 draw calls max instead of, I think it was 1 something. Let's see. If we don't merge, we don't set visibility here. $142. Okay, so yeah, we merge, we set visible, and then we should be looking at a much lower number, which is 84. Yeah. Still dropping, not to sub 60, but it's still dropping more than it should. I think a lot of it might be, we probably want to merge these ground pieces together. Also, someone on YouTube said I should add padding to my textures to remove this like visual jankiness. Definitely will. I just, yeah, it's not that important. It's better. I feel like it's easier to just do it all at once at the end, rather than doing it like progressively, you know, like as I'm making the game. But I'll definitely fix that. It's annoying for me as well. It's annoying. So we'll see. I'll see if I can get this to run more smoothly. It'd be cool if I could, but I feel like with the low render time, that was weird. With the low render times and dropping sub 60, it feels like it must, or I guess it's 60 FPS now. Maybe it did help. Because now I dropped my render. Actually, maybe it did help, because before it was I don't know, maybe it didn't. Before I was running like a 75 millihertz or 75 hertz refresh rate, and it would drop to basically sub 60, and that's how I noticed that it was losing FPS when it would render this scene. And I'm not sure. I think it's still dropping in FPS. I guess I can try, oh, can I, hold on. Can I turn off VSync? Oh, it says, yes, mode. VSync. Off maximum? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so we're getting 115 FPS. Then from here, we're getting 80, 68, 64. Yeah, so it's definitely dropping in frame rate. Let's see if it made a difference though. If merging this stuff made a difference. So it was 112, dropped down to 64. FPS is the same. Yeah, now it's 60, 48. So it definitely did make a difference. Can I get a non-obscured angle? Thank you. So yeah, 52, 54, 50. So it definitely does make a difference. Definitely does make a difference. All right, so I'm on the right track. Let's try just going back to street. And I'm doing this because, you know, it's an important part of development. Like, you need to make sure the game runs smoothly. So we're just going to try putting all this stuff together. Save it. It might be better to piece it up, but maybe it's not. We'll see. $114.90. So it definitely made it run worse. So maybe we need to have smaller pieces of terrain. Carl Otto says you can hack fix it by just making all UV maps like 0.1 or 0.2 pixels smaller in the engine. That's true. That's true. I'll have to see if I can do that automatically. That might be a good approach. So I guess maybe the issue is just the number of triangles has to draw. Is that the issue? All right, we'll try one more thing. I will try splitting this up into pieces like this. I want to see if this helps. Oh, I have to, let's see, center. Can I do multiple at a time? I can, okay. All right, let's export this. Look at the triangle count goes up. Finding them all might be messing with frustration bowling. Yeah, that's what I thought or think. So now it's higher FPS again. Looking from here, we get, yeah, 60 again. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure if we can get it to be above 60. Definitely should be able to. This isn't a complex scene. So I have to determine, I'm thinking, that's what I said this, I think, before. The InchLink has a password. Whoops, my bad. It's FPS test. Forgot about that. Forgot to post that side of things. I guess I don't need to make it a password. It can. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just take the password off. We don't need a password. Yeah, but with the frame time being lower than 16 milliseconds, it makes me think that the frame time is being spent, or we're sub 60, or almost, you know, not hitting 60, because it's basically waiting for this is low FPS because it's waiting for the GPU to finish drawing the triangles. Getting some weird glibc errors. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that probably would happen, VDG, if you're using a lower glibc version. than the one I have on my Linux machine. So when I build for Linux, I'll use like Ubuntu or something that has an older glibc, so there's no incompatibilities. But if you're getting that, then you might need to run the Windows build through Wine, and that should work. If you don't have the latest glibc that I have here, or a later version than what I have here. Yeah, so what we're gonna do, that's actually the issue. Yeah, no problem. So if it's the graphics card basically needing to take time, well, okay, so this is what's going on. This is rendering, this is fine, but I think it's slow because when we go to render stuff, it's a complicated process because we have to render to assuming that we're not doing anything special with Alpha Clip. We have to render to a depth intermediate texture and then render to the depth texture immediately after. And then when it comes to colors, we have to render to the color intermediate texture, then the resulting color texture if the depth texture is on. So let's try something. Let's try turning off the depth texture and seeing how much of a difference that makes. Because I'm interested. So without this, objects are going to be sorted just by distance to the camera. Whoa, okay. Very interesting, to say the least. What? Oh, this is the... Yeah, I forgot to switch... I forgot to switch the camera for the other guy. This is interesting. I haven't used this feature in a while. Or I haven't turned off this feature in a while. This is why it's like a very basic 3D rendering. The ground renders on top of the player because it's closer to the camera. Why is the render frame time so much higher? It's interesting. Or was it higher? Is it higher? Was it high? Was it not higher? Is it not higher? Yeah. 2 to 3 milliseconds, but with it off, it's the FPS is lower and the render frame time is higher. Interesting. I wonder if it's an issue with my code. I feel like this should be able to hit a much higher FPS, even as a software rendering. But it is rendering 2,000 triangles. Okay, that's what's going on. 2,000 triangles. How can we make it run faster? Maybe we can change the amount of times that we render something. We might be able to optimize this process, the rendering process. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why am I doing it this way? Because we're clearing the color intermediate buffer, drawing triangles to the color intermediate buffer, then putting it on result color texture. Using the shader. Okay, using the color shader. What's the color shader? Is that... You should check to see if the frame timer is measuring everything or not. Maybe also return how long it is before everything returns. Yeah, that might be an issue too. That might also be an issue. I have an idea here though. I'm wondering if it's possible to cut down on the number of renders we're doing. Because if we can, that's, you know, it's just going to be faster. Straight up. If we could avoid compositing, that'd be good. If we could just render directly to the color texture. Let's see, so intermediate, we're drawing triangles. That's how we use fog. But if we didn't want to use fog, then all we would be doing is checking to see what the depth value is there. Oh, that's why I do it. Okay, because we have to pass the texture that you're using to draw the texture on the triangle. I'm thinking. But yeah, if we could cut down on the number of draw triangle or draw rect calls we do, it might make a huge difference. So that would probably be my next thing, is review this and see if I can cut down on the number of draw calls in any way. Because if I could, or if I could maybe use one intermediate buffer instead of two, because I have one for depth and one for color. If I use just one, that would be less switching between textures. It wouldn't have to switch between the color and the depth texture, which might be a good idea. Yeah, there's still things I can do to optimize this. Even if I clear it, because I'm clearing it anyway, I could use the depth texture for the depth intermediate for this. Or do I use the depth intermediate? I do use the depth intermediate? I do use the depth intermediate. Yeah. Interesting, interesting. All right. I will think about this some more and see if I can come up with a method to make this run faster, because I should be able to get like 120 FPS fairly easy in this. And I'm pretty sure that if the frame time is lower, then you think draw rect is slow? Really? Draw rect shader? Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it might be. It might be faster for if I were to do it myself. Because I could reuse it. That might be part of it. So this is where we're well, not just this, because we also render to the depth texture. But I feel like the rendering to the depth and color texture can both be optimized. Should be able to be, somehow. All right, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm hungry. It's been real. If you want to support development, please check out the links in the description. My Patreon, my Itch and Steam pages for Master Plan. which is a project planning software, which is used for the planning of this game that I've been working on. And yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side later. See ya. Swap rect to 2 triangles. Yeah, I probably will just end up doing that. Unless I... Because there's no... Yeah, it's just draw triangles and draw rect. Okay, so those are the only 2 options. All right. I'll probably just use a triangle, 2 triangles, and then go with that. All right. Thank you very much. See ya.